This case is really starting to look like Casey Anthony 2.0. There are so many similarities between the mother's actions and between some of the details that we do know of the case. Now, of course, right now, all of this is allegedly. Evelyn Boswell has not been, convicted of this, but it's not looking good either. Now, remember, earlier this year, Megan and her family all made headlines when little baby Evelyn, Megan's daughter, was reported missing. February 19th, 2020, so earlier this year, is when the Amber Alert went out. But we quickly learned that that wasn't the last time that baby Evelyn was seen. In fact, it was a couple of months before, in December of 2019. Now, just like Casey Anthony, Megan already had a story as to why she did not report her daughter missing. And guess why? She said that she knew who had her daughter, but she didn't want that person or persons to take off with her daughter. Again, the similarities are eerie. Now, Megan made a plea through crocodile tears on television that all she had been thinking of was baby Evelyn, and all she wanted was for baby Evelyn to come back. Now, the person that Megan claimed had her baby was none other than Megan's own mother, as well as her mother's boyfriend. Now, what she did is she said, you know what, I told the TBI exactly where my baby is, and if they don't go look for her, I'm gonna go tonight. My mother took her in a silver camper to a campground. Obviously, that ended up not being true. Now, the investigators were very quick to come out and say, she's kind of been given like conflicting stories, and we can't do our job if we're getting false information. Just like with Casey Anthony, the investigators said, look, Megan is giving us inaccurate and false information, and it's hindering this investigation to find her daughter. Now, soon thereafter, Megan's mother, and along with her mother's boyfriend, were apprehended in North Carolina. They were driving a silver car, and that, was part of this Amber Alert, and literally a bunch of people, because remember, at this point, this information is kind of like coming out to us in bits by bit. Now we can look back knowing all this. But at first it was like, oh my God, what did this grandmother do? This is going to be horrible. Now, clearly we saw through the press that, Megan's mother, the grandmother of baby Evelyn, as well as, her boyfriend, they had their own issues going on. Clearly some drug problems, theft, all this kind of stuff was going on. But once the information started to come out, it started to become more and more evident that most likely those two weren't involved with baby Evelyn's disappearance. Now, also, then Megan is arrested for hindering this investigation with false statements, and she is held in custody over those charges. At the same time, her mother's been booked on other stuff, theft, that kind of stuff. She's come and gone, yada, yada, yada. It's a tragedy to see an entire family incarcerated. You can just see how this goes down generational. However, Megan never left. Then, lo and behold, remains are found at one of Megan's family members' places of residence. The remains appear to be that of a 15-month-old. They confirm that yes, this is baby Evelyn, and then clearly the tables turn on this situation. Again, look at the similarities with Casey Anthony. Now, mind you, with Casey, her daughter was found, but not at the home exactly, but basically in the backyard almost. She was so close to the residence. So, with personal, effects around the child, same type of situations going on here. So then all the tables turn to Megan. What is going on? Charges are brought up against her, for what seemingly has happened to her daughter, Evelyn. So that brings us to the most recent stuff. Megan appeared in court on a Zoom phone call for essentially what ended up being like a status hearing to kind of let the judge know, and us as well, what was going on. Now, the DA came out there and he was like, look, you know what? The discovery for this case is huge. It is major, and we've been getting that. We've been giving it to the defense. Honestly, the interaction between the state and the defense was very, easygoing. They both were on the same page with things. They both realized this is a huge, complicated case that is going to take time to go through. Now, another thing that was cited as, slowing this process down was obviously COVID. The DA and the state, they're wanting to have some in-person meetings with family members and, with other people as well before they come out with some of the stuff that we're going to talk about here in a second, relating to the punishments and exactly what they're going to be seeking. So, as we know, COVID is running rampant, especially in this area of the country. And so it has just brought this process, the justice system, the judicial system, to a slow grinding halt. Now, another thing that I thought was really interesting was during this time, the defense basically was like, look, you know what, part of this discovery is the autopsy results. Now, obviously, we haven't really seen this yet. They've been sealed. And the defense attorney is like, you know, Judge, look, you know, we want to give these to Megan. You know, do you have an issue with this? We essentially don't want to break any rules. You know, are you cool with that? And the judge was like, yeah, you know what? You're going to be giving her the discovery. That's part of the discovery. I'm going to leave that up to you. I would obviously love to see what the results were, which we will in time, but to see her reaction, you know, because I'm kind of sitting here like, you know, again, this is allegedly, she has not been found guilty of this yet. You know, is it looking good for her? No, not really. You know, but she didn't really seem to blink an eye during the Zoom meeting. So, you know, granted, what am I expecting? Do I want to see her bawling and tearing up? I mean, you know, probably during court, I would expect something like that. Nonetheless, I was just really interested to see, wow, I wonder what she's going to look like in her cell, wherever she's at, reading this, you know, probably very grim autopsy report that we could very well end up finding she is responsible for. Now, also, the defense is saying, you know what, we are gathering affidavits. You know, they want a change of venue. They're like, look, we cannot have this case here locally just because of the precedent gotten. I mean, this is huge. Now, they also are saying that most likely it's not going to leave the state of Tennessee, but they are going to try and get it to like switch counties or whatever. Now, all this stuff is going to be coming out and hopefully resolved to some, you know, level on January 22nd at the next hearing. Now, another major thing that we're expecting to see, you know, we're kind of hoping to see it today, but we'll see it on the 22nd, if everything goes as planned, is the state going to be coming out with enhanced punishments? Now, the possibility of those enhanced punishments could be like the death penalty, life without parole, or maybe nothing at all. We're just going to have to see. But for me, that tells me, oh, the evidence they have is not looking cute. If they're even like sitting here thinking about it, they want to talk to some family members first to see maybe if they're going to even go through with that. I'm not sure. So that's very telling to me. I have a feeling that when this comes out in trial and we start seeing some of the sealed information, our hearts are going to drop and our mouths are going to drop along with them as to what happened to poor baby Evelyn. So like I said, January 22nd, we're going to be looking out for that date to see what takes place. And this is going to be one of those like major, you know, trials probably, in my opinion. It does look like it's going to be going to trial. So it's going to be heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, and we're going to be here to keep everybody updated and so on and so forth. So first of all, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the channel members, all the Patreons, and all the mods that make this channel possible. It would not be possible without you. If you want to see more of my commentary on cases like this or the Vallow case, just click the links in the videos that are popping up and you can catch them there. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll talk to you soon.